Hey guys, so today is an amazing day. My sister, my brother-in-law, and my mother, and my niece and nephew are moving back to Florida. That's exciting, man. It's part of why I'm trying to hurry up and get into this house, move in so that we can have some family get-togethers and stuff, because it's been a while since I've been able to have access to my mother like that. But that's not what today's video is about. I just wanted to share that great news because I feel good about it. Today's a good day. And I want to share something that I think might help you as a young, upcoming barber. And when I mean young, I don't mean age, I mean experience. People ask me all the time, they'll say a certain age, follow it up with, is it too late to become a barber? To that, man, I always think about that question, and I always think about, the thing with barbering is it's not like sports, it's not like a basketball, you know what I mean? If it's something you're passionate about, it's never too late. Like, people retire to go do things that they're passionate about, and nobody ever asks the question, is it too late for me to start traveling the world? Is it too late for me? I would say the same thing for barbering. If anything, when you start off and you've experienced, jobs you don't like, you have a lot of life experience, you appreciate the barbering lifestyle a little bit more, you know what I mean? A lot of times what I find is people who start late tend to be successful quicker because they're willing to put in the work to become successful as a barber, especially since they're doing this because they're finally taking that leap of faith to follow their passion. I would say if you don't do it, regardless of what your age is, you're gonna have regrets. You're gonna have a lot of thoughts, what if? And to me, that's a terrible feeling. It definitely brings anxiety in my life. And it's definitely something that will make me lose sleep at night, you feel me? So I guess this video, what it's gonna be about is, I've been in the industry 11 years. With that, I'd love to share with you guys some of the pitfalls, some of my regrets, if I would have done anything differently, and share that with you guys. Maybe this will help you in your career, do the things that I wish I would have done much faster, much sooner, and get you to a level of success much quicker. So, y'all ready to get started? Let's start this video. All right, so one of the first things, and it's kind of funny because we're talking about regrets. One of the first things is thinking way too much about failures. Caring way too much about whether the client is gonna like my cut or not. Caring way too much about what other barbers in the shop think about me. Early on, I think I was 20, 21 years old when I started cutting hair. In part, it was because there wasn't a lot of mentorship available online. There weren't a lot of barbers putting out content about the business and the lifestyle of barbering. You kind of had to learn through, trial and error a lot of times. And I think if I could tell myself at an early age, a piece of advice was to not care so much about failures. You gotta have short-term memory in this industry. No matter how good you get, there's gonna be people who don't like your haircuts. I've lost clients to barbers who were in the first few months of cutting hair, not because they cut better hair than me, they just had a better synergy with that client for whatever reason. I would definitely say every level there's a devil, you know what I mean? There's no way to change that no matter how successful you become. And so in life, it's better to have short-term memory, to brush things off your shoulder and keep it moving. You know what you got to do. You know what you got going on in your life and who you are better than anybody else. People will have their opinions about what you do, who you are, but they don't define you, you do. Even if you're not where you want to be just yet, the fact that you're manifesting it, the fact that you're putting in work to become that person, that you're investing in yourself, those are the things that you can control to put you in the path to continue to grow. And ain't nobody else gonna do that for you. Who cares about their opinions? Another thing that I wish I would have done, this is in part because there wasn't, as booking apps and stuff weren't a thing necessarily when I first started. And Square Payments wasn't a thing, guys. Whoa, I'm getting old. Like, I remember when Square Payments was out, people were scared to use their card to make payments on it. Customers wouldn't do it. Now, online payments is the norm. It's crazy that I started out back then. The point I'm trying to make is, I wish I would have taken advantage of booking my clients after their haircuts. Booking my clients after their haircuts. And here's what I mean. I've learned that demand is what determines your price. I don't care how good you think your haircuts are, what you're worth, right? When it comes to price, the marketplace is what determines that. That's why you'll see barbers that you might think you're better than that charge more than you. but you're not booked. Don't raise your prices, man. It's only a matter of time. Don't get me wrong. It's only a matter of time that you're gonna get booked. But so many barbers, new barbers, are so worried about what they're charging per haircut rather than what they're making per year or how booked they are. And it's easy to raise your prices when you're booked. It's scary when you're not. So I would say what you want to do is fill your books as much as possible. You want recurring appointments. You want your clients to book you out for the year because they're afraid if they don't, that Friday might come up, or that Thursday that they usually come get their haircut and they don't have a spot because you're booked up, right? And the way you get there even faster is the follow-up. Hey, do you want to book an appointment the same time, same date for next week, or your client's behavior, right? So ask them if they come every 2 weeks. You want to book it 2 weeks from now? You want to book it a month from now? Do it, especially if you're not booked. If you got the time to do it, do it. Obviously, when you get booked, you ain't gonna have that type of time to do it for your clients. But if you're not booked, you got time. Do the follow-up. That way you can create that demand even sooner. I wish I would have done that because I know I would have been busier much faster. And then you have some amazing powers with that demand that you can do for your career. And that brings me to my next tip. I wish I would have raised my prices sooner. Guys, I started out at $14 a cut. Then I went up to $18 a cut. I was scared. Went up to $18 a cut. Then I went up to $20 a cut, and even the barbers, because I was trying to get everybody to go up, and all the barbers were scared to. Like, they even complained when we raised the prices. It was crazy. But I went $14, $18, $20, and I was always scared to raise my prices, but I was always booked. Like, at $20, I was making 6 figures a year as a barber. At $20 a cut, I owned 2 shops, and I was booked, but I was always scared to raise my prices. If you're gonna raise your prices, don't do $2, don't do $3. Do at least $5 increments, because you don't know the next time you're gonna be able to raise your prices. And I wouldn't raise my prices too often, because then your clients, they kind of feel some way about it, no matter what. They may say they don't, but they probably do deep down inside, right? Go at least 5. I went up one time $10 and my clientele grew. You know what I mean? When I went from 20 to 30, my clientele went crazier. I was booked out even more. What I've learned now that I've been in the industry 11 years, every barber on my team, man, that has raised their prices, and they've done it the way the way we teach to do it, they always get busier. They always get busier. Then they get more confident, and then they're confident enough to raise their prices every year. A lot of times the guys who don't listen, they want to raise their price just based on how they feel and not the facts, not the numbers. A lot of times they get slower or they lose clients. They feel like it's something else besides the obvious that's causing them not to get booked, not to be making as much money as they'd like to. Because even though their prices are higher, they're making less money now. This is a funny one because I got my pool table here, which is crazy to think I got a pool table now. Insane. It's gonna be good for having family and stuff, but what it's not good for, in my opinion, is the barbershop. We used to have a barbershop with a pool table in the barbershop, and it would drive us crazy because nobody really plays on the pool table. Sometimes they do, but usually the ones who go to the pool table are kids. And when they're there, they're swinging that stick, they're scratching the felt, the balls are flying off the table, and it would cause a distraction in the shop. Not only that, but when you own a barbershop, you're paying for the square footage. Whatever that square footage is costing you per month, that's what it's costing you for that table, on top of the stress you're getting from kids playing on it, on top of what it costs you to have the pool table. To me, it's much better to put a TV up, maybe a video game or something like that, than a pool table. So it's a petty one, but that's one that we regret doing early on in our career. And it always sounds like a great idea until you do it, and then it's a nightmare. Here's a big one that doesn't get nowhere near enough attention, and that is taxes. 3 years straight without doing my taxes because I didn't know better. Like, I didn't know any better. And then I started learning about it through my customers and through books. And then I started getting scared. It was stressing me out. And what's crazy is the first time I did my taxes with a W-2, I got audited just on some random stuff. Here I am as a barber with a 1099, and I don't know how to do my taxes like I did with a W-2. So I just kind of put it off and put it off and put it off. And man, it was like weight on my shoulders, like a cloud over my head. I wish I would have hired a CPA much sooner. A CPA is a certified public accountant. And I know this is a boring one. Nobody really cares. Like Jay Majors, he's the owner of CT Barber Expo. He says it all the time. his business classes, they don't do nothing. And that's what barbers need the most to bring their careers to the next level, and they don't do no numbers or nobody books them. It's insane to me. It's insane to me. So I wish I would have hired an accountant or CPA much sooner. I don't care, like if you ask all your clients at the shop, if they have a good accountant that they could recommend to you, that they could refer you to, ask for 3 of them, you know what I'm saying? And hire one. This literally will change the trajectory of your career, I'm telling you, and your peace of mind. Last but not least, I wish I would have gone to shows much sooner, but what I did at those shows is the important part. Because believe it or not, I am an introvert by nature. Never really good at approaching people, never really good at speaking in public. YouTube has helped me a lot with that. It kind of forced me to be uncomfortable and meet people when I go to shows and stuff. But when I first started, man, I was really scared. Not really scared, but I just didn't approach people because I had all these thoughts of what type of person they are, how they're gonna react to me, whether or not I'm qualified to even ask these questions. Like, just overthinking everything, not having that short-term memory, not having that fail-forward mentality. I just wish I would have shook more hands, and there's a lot of relationships that I have now because YouTube has kind of helped gravitate people towards me. There's a lot of relationships that I have now that I could have made sooner had I just, when I went to hair shows, shook hands and talked to people. And they're relationships that I value very much today, and they're with people that would have absolutely embraced me because they're at the hair show for a reason too. They're trying to meet the same type of people as me. They're trying to progress and reach goals just like me. So I would say, man, look, go to the CT Barber Expo, go to the Orlando Premiere, go to the Tennessee Barber Expo, go to Salt Lake City Expo. Go to all these expos, man, if you can. Link up with some people, man. I love people all the time. They I guess they don't know how I would react to them approaching me. People don't realize, man, I love chopping it up at shows. Like for me personally, I'm not interested in the battles like a lot of people are. I'm not interested in the haircutting classes like a lot of people are, like most people are. I'm more interested in the networking and in the business classes and in those conversations. Yeah, guys, I guess that's gonna be my list. There's so many others, but I gotta get back to work in this house with this remodel because I'm trying to hurry up and move in. Let me know in the comments. You know, I know there's a lot of vets that watch my channel still, which I appreciate, and I love y'all for that. Go ahead in the comments, man, and kind of share. You can add to this list. I know there's a bunch that I missed. It'll only help new and upcoming and vets, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys tomorrow with the next one. Make sure you subscribe. Can y'all smash the like button for the algorithm, because these type of videos don't do really well at all. And honestly, it's a shame that it doesn't get the exposure that I feel it should, because even though it's probably not as entertaining as a lot of other videos, there's a lot of people who need this video and don't know it. And then if they get a chance to kind of watch it, it might hit a point that they need it, you feel me? So, all right guys, love y'all, see y'all.